Okay, welcome. Yeah, I had a very deep experience, and as Yolanda say, just to confirm that it's true, that it's true. And in the previous sessions that we've been having healing sessions all this time, she has been helping me a lot. The whole Sintergetica community, the Hands for Healing and Sintergetica as a whole. Actually, in one part of this journey, I don't know if you heard the story, but it was a point where when the doctors told Guille, my wife, that I had 10 days to live, to get ready to be a wise, or to lose me. And yeah, as my wife, and luckily she did the training before, and she's connected with the Synthergetica community and with all of you, she managed to organize, and I received restitution. And I guess you remember what is the restitution process. So I was in a totally deep experience. I actually don't recall a lot of it, but it was a point in February, actually the 14th of February, that I kind of woke up. And I found myself wearing nappies, and I found some scars that I didn't have. I didn't know what happened. They started explaining me a lot of the situation. My family was here, my parents, my siblings. They say that they came as a farewell for me, just to say bye. I didn't know what they were talking about. So I started being very interested in this connection with the soul and the restitution and the 12 portals of the soul. So I asked Yolanda to talk a little bit more in deep detail and explaining more about the 12 petals of the soul. So here is the chance for us to learn more about the 12 petals of the soul. Many thanks, Yolanda. All yours, please let us know
Thank you.
more about it.
Hello, Guille.
Hello, beautiful people. I thought I'd come and
How are
say
you?
hello to you.
You are
Gorgeous
very
souls.
much welcome and invited to join us.
Thank you, Yolanda. I would love to sit for a while and learn a little bit more. I'm just going to
Yeah,
get a little bench and sit next to Maite for a bit.
good. Yes, good indeed. And the whole idea of this talk is it's just a remembering, is a reminder of that what we really are, and that we are much more than this body, and this has a way how it works, and when this body is in the last days, in the last 10 days, the restitution is aimed at reconnecting with what we really are. So what happens up there, not down here. Down here, it was, this is it, no more. We can't do no more. You better go home and prepare the funeral. That's it from here. But we were all connected with this restitution movement of reconnecting Maite with herself, real self, with her soul. And it's not to tell the soul, you must come back. No. It's just to put the situation where it is, and where it is in the soul. So let the soul decide what to do. It could easily continue its way to light, but it goes this way in a smooth way. This is what restitution is all about. It's not to come back, no. It's to put the situation where it is, and where it is in the soul. So the soul that knows much more than we do, absolutely much more than we do, takes the decisions. Either I continue my way or I come back. And my soul decided to come back. And the returning is not easy, of course, because we are not used to deal with much more than our body. So the body is absolutely confused. I don't know where I am, or even worse, I know where I am. I'm in Sydney, because the soul came back to Sydney, and and Gia said, no, look, the GPS says that you are in Brisbane. But her soul was in Sydney, because we are really much more than this body. And the 12 petals give us a deep insight in the way the soul works. And it's related, because since we are not separated, it's related with our heart, which has also a lotus of 12 petals. These 12 petals of the heart are in connection with the 12 petals within the crown chakra. It's small within the 7th chakra, the crown chakra. And it also projects its energy to the 12 petals of the soul. And it goes both ways: heart, crown chakra, and the soul. And soul, crown chakra, and the heart. Goes both ways. So this gives us a way to how to manage. If I'm more in here, then with the heart. But if this here collapses, I connect myself with my crown chakra and what I am, and what I am, whom I am, and whom am I? The soul. I know this is not easy to understand, because this is something that is not within the brain. It's something that you feel it. It's something that you cannot have a certainty, a statistic a certainty, or even medical certainty, because there is a moment when the medicine, in Maite's case, said, this is it. As far as we are concerned, you go home, because there is nothing we can do. So when the medicine says there's nothing we can do, then what? Restitution. This connection with what we really are. And in this connection, we put the situation somewhere else in the place. That place has not a GPS address, cannot be measured, cannot be touched physically, but it's there. And it's there in a way that it makes the decision Should I continue? Should I follow this path? Or should I come back? And this is what happened with Maite. Her soul decided, I'm coming back. And then there is a question, I'm coming what? To what? To do what? This is all really, really important. I'm coming back, not just to, yes, I'm here, rah, rah. No, no, no. No, 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 no. She's coming back to learn, because what are we doing here in this world? Learning. And if we don't learn, we are lost. And we came just to learn. And and everything is a lesson. We learn everything is an opportunity to learn. And this gives more experience. This allows you to really, because then you have lived that you are much more than this body. When you really feel it, not you know it, but you feel it, is really, really, really amazing. And the petals of this heart, the crown, and the soul are in an alignment. It's an alignment where every one of the petals are connected. And these petals refers again to what we really are. And what we really are, we are earth, we are water, 70% of our body is water. We are fire. Imagine keeping our temperature in 37 degrees centigrade during 100 years. This is quite something. We are fire. We are air. And this air is that allows this communication. We are connected, interconnected, and we are ether. And the ether is the fifth element that englobes the other four, because the ether is the element, element of the etheric field where we come from. So these five elements have a way when we learn to how to relate, how can I relate to each of these elements? And then there is earth. Of course, we use our hands, remember, and these are the mudras. Remember that the mudras are are not just hands doing mimics. No, hands are connected to the heart, and the heart is a brain. There is much more information coming from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. And this is a scientific fact. It is being already studied in the Harvard University, Stanford, and so on and so forth. This is just pure science. It's been proven the connections. There are more connections from the heart to the brain. So this is very important, because if you know, if you feel that you allow that the heart knows, and we don't sabotage with our brain, then a world opens in front of you. and the 12 petals of the soul is one way to approach, is a way to approach how we deal with these things that are not easy to deal with because of our Occidental mind that needs to know, that needs the statistics, that needs the exam, that needs that. So just as Earth debris of this, because this is much more complex, remember that earth, water, fire, and air, each of them divided in 3 petals. The earth has 3 petals: responsibility, inclusiveness, and participativity. And this is what we do in the more dense. First of all, responsibility. It's not being responsible for the world, and no. First of all, being responsible within myself so that I can be responsible. So I am responsible and open to the need of the others, but the others are not theirs. The others are within. This is responsibility. Inclusiveness. And even this has been nowadays demonstrated by the Nobel Prize, Physics Nobel Prize recently, that we are not separated. We're absolutely, definitely inclusive. So it's not there, everything is included within me, and I'm myself within something that is bigger than me. Inclusivity. So we are not separated. This is really important, but what is happening nowadays in the world is consequence of this separation. And since we are separated, I want my bit for myself. And this is not the way it is. And the third petal of the Earth territory is participativity. And of course, because then is the way the 2 priors relate, is the relationship within the 3, is the way we participate in the life. Again, my life, and with responsibility, my life not being only mine, but as a part of inclusive, and I participate in the creation of the life. I am a part as well of life. As a creator, I create life because I'm a creator as well. These are the first 3. But then we have the second 3. And that refers to the territory of the water. And in the territory of the water, we have solitude. But solitude doesn't mean being alone. Being alone is different because we are not alone when we are with what we are. We are never alone. So the solitude means is that you are with you. You don't need, a lot of people around you. This is very common. This is a very common mistake that when people need a lot of people around, okay? And sometimes I look at them and said, well, you live with a lot of people and you have never felt so much lonely in your life. And so that's exactly the difference. You could be with a lot of people, live with a lot of people and feeling alone, deeply alone. And being alone is different than not feeling alone lonely because you are not lonely when you are connected with what you are. So this is soledad, this is solitude. That goes straight, that derives in serenity. When you are with you, there is no way you can be excited or in stress. No, because then within is the serenity, this profound serenity that drives to the third petal of the water territory, which is calmness. It is like, a lake. And the lake water refers to our emotional field. So if the lake is with turbulence, then it's dark. You cannot see through them because it's dark. It has mud and it's a turmoil. Okay, but when the emotions, when the waters calm down, and you let these things that disturb you go to the bottom, settle down, then the lake becomes transparent, crystalline. And then the light, and referring light to the soul, can go through the water because has already calmed, and it's calmed and is sensible to light. So we have the territory of the earth, the territory of the water. And we have a wonderful territory, which is the fire. And what happens with fire? Fire is the element that burns what is not essential. This is what happened with the fire. Fire can is the transmutation of the matter. And the example of what fire does is the coal, carbon is coal. Yeah, coal is the coal. And the inner components of the coals are the same as those of the diamond. So what's the difference between a coal and a diamond? That the coal had been transformed through the fire, making the inner way of the atoms within in such an alignment that allows and to make it sensible to light, And that is the jewel, that is the gem, that is the diamond. It is the same coal, but in an alignment of their inner composition in a way that is coherent and allows the light to, and every time I refer to light, I'm talking about the light. So that goes through and it shows. And this is exactly what we are, nothing less, nothing more, but nothing less. We are this coal that we really needs a lot of fire to allow us that our soul shows. So in this fire element, the three petals of this element are desapego would be how is the word for desapego?
Detachment.
Detachment, right. So I forgot that one. Detachment. Detachment, it's exactly. And then you realize, and this is really very interesting because we keep having things and a lot of things. And there is a moment in which we are so confused with what we have that we almost forget what we are confused with what we have, and then we forget what we are. So the detachment is a wonderful exercise. So you start leaving behind what you don't need. It's amazing. We have so many things. And when you think, what I'm going to take with me the moment I die, when you really go to that point, then you realize that everything that you have to detach of everything that you don't need to the travel, you don't need all the things you have unless you are in the Egyptian culture with the pharaohs, and then you are buried with all your things. But this is very interesting, and we can do this in our everyday life. And I always say that moving is a wonderful opportunity, especially when you move from a house of 300 meters and you go to a 50 meters house. That is a good exercise to detach, to leave behind what you don't really need. Then you realize, I haven't really needed that much stuff. And this is not only with things, this is also with everything. Detachment, very important. Indifference to what is not essential. That's the second petal of the element fire. And being indifferent, it doesn't mean that you don't care. This is very important because we usually confuse indifference with not caring, with being detached. No, because since we are not detached, then we are sensible, we empathize, but we don't get involved in all the spectacle, with the spectacular things around, the show, what is not essential, we don't need this show. But since we live in this comedy or tragedy, it depends, of life, then we are in this spectacular way of being. No, it's you don't participate of the spectacle of the show, but you empathize, you deeply are touched for what is happens. The best example of this is what is happening right now in the world. You could participate in demonstrations and make a fuss about it and do this and do that and do this and do that. But then Gandhi had an expression which is that refers to what I'm talking about. Be yourself the change you want for the world. So what about if each of us commit ourselves in being the change we want? Imagine, well, there is a song, the Beatles song, Imagine. Imagine there's a world, okay. Imagine if 2,000 million people, but since it is to be, what about 1, 2, 3, 4, we are 5, we are 6 now. With 6 people, we start changing the world within because we care about the world. So this is indifference to what is not essential. And the third petal of the element fire is impersonality. This is really, and as you can see, all the petals are completely related. And impersonality is, the word speaks for itself. It is not you. It is what you are, which is something different. It's not the personage that plays the play, the role. It's not the role. You are not the protagonist of the show. Because you don't participate of the show. That is not essential. And what you are, it is this that is responsible, that is inclusiveness, that participates, that is the touch, has the touch. So impersonality means you are not really you. You are, because we are individual as well, but you are much more than that. And but you are not showing it. You do it because you deeply believe in it. And you are not walking around the world saying, I am. No. You are. And what you are is within, and that shows in personality. And then we have the fourth element, which is air. Air, it refers to communication, and earth refers to like the air, it's everywhere. Okay, so it has as well 3 petals. The first one is called wisdom, intuition, sabiduría, intuition. No, but I don't know whether it's intuition or wisdom, but both are petals of the element air. Intuition. And intuition is what you don't know. This is what intuition is. You don't know it, but you feel it. It's something within you. You do something and you don't know why. You don't know why I did this. Because the one that knows has the intuition. And everything that I have said so far has every day, single minute life is aspects. If we stop, no, we cannot stop the mind because it's too powerful. But if we can redirect the focus of the mind to these 12 petals, then you start feeling a life more fully, with less constraints, because then you participate of all of this. Intuition is that. Then that leads to wisdom. And wisdom is not being being an encyclopedia, or being, that is, nowadays that is not even necessary because we have Wikipedia. So everything is in the Wikipedia. In my days, being, you would say that someone has the wisdom because knows a lot, like encyclopedia, like in the French Revolution, the encyclopedia. That was being wisdom, sabiduría, knowledge. The wisdom was related to knowledge. So if you knew a lot, then you were wise. And this is not the petal we are talking about, because we are talking of this wisdom that is not in Wikipedia, which is something to say. This wisdom that even artificial intelligence, with all the things, will never get. The day you tell me artificial intelligence has a soul, then we will talk again. But in the meantime, this knowledge is in Wikipedia, and this is just amount of knowledge. But that don't make you wise. And being wise is something completely different. And also, the knowledge is also a cultural value, because you could have a lot of knowledge of being in Madrid, but if I go to live in the jungle, all my knowledge of living in Madrid is of no use at all for my living in the jungle. So wisdom is different to knowledge. And the third one, which is the one, is called freedom. then we are in the realm of the freedom. And this is, wow, this is just really amazing. This is a very, 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 I would say even without respect, journey through the 12 petals of the soul, referring to each one of the elements. And some of you would ask me, and what about ether? And ether, if you see the flower with the 12 petals, if you see it, then you see that in the middle is the middle where all of them meet. And that in the middle is the ether. And in the tradition is the crown of the jewel of the crown. That in the middle is the jewel of the crown. And then the petal, the lotus opens with the 12 petals, and they vibrate. And these vibrations projects their frequencies. These vibrations are frequencies to the crown lotus. That again opens and vibrates, and then they get like in the dance at the same time. They connect at the same time, and all of this projects this to the soul, where the 12 petals of the soul also vibrate. And this is the alignment. And of course, there are a lot of ways to how to manage, how to make this movement. How can I, all this, which sounds nice, a theory, how can I make it real? How can I make it that something that is true within me, that is true? How can I do it? There is way to do it. And I could give you, this would be part of another session which I invite you to participate, because it is very important. If you feel, not you are, not you know, but if you feel that you are very, very thick, strict, that the earth in you is very strong, but you feel that you need a little bit of water, this is a way to practice. How can I add water to my earth? This is very important. How can I add water to my earth? And there is a way to do it, through the movement, through the mudras, and to everything. And how can I feel if I have the need to move? How can I feel this moving, not like a lost, not like a no, but like an opportunity to detach of what I don't need, what I am not. How can each one of the 12 petals have their own way we can manage, and we can actually do it in our daily practice. And it really, really, I believe, I can tell you, it really works.
Beautiful. Many, many thanks, Yolanda, for going through all the 12 soul petals, petals of the soul.
Petals of the soul.
Maybe we could open now to any question or comments if you would like
Yes,
to
please.
share something. Or I can stop recording if you don't want to be in the video. And in that part when the medicine say we don't have anything else to do, and we did the restitution process and we did the Synthergetics and hands for healing practice and all of this, then the medicine or the doctors at hospital, they were saying, we cannot explain. We don't.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Your oncologist did not give up, though.
Well, yeah.
Immunotherapy did follow. It's the neurosurgeons that gave up. But we did have some wonderful colleagues, I guess, on site saying, look, we don't know if this is going to work. It's going to be tough, but if she's still alive, we're going to try this and let's see what happens. So that was a good thing, but I don't really feel that it would have been effective or as effective if Maite wasn't fully on board herself. Her soul wasn't on board. So
The captain.
yeah, the captain was driving that ship for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I do understand the doctor's point of view, because Maite is a candy, is a sweet for them. Oh, gosh, is someone things we don't know. Let's see what happened, and let's see what happened. But and all this is to say that we are really much more, and it's good when the doctors say we don't know. This is very honest of them, saying we don't know.
Yeah.
And that is good, because that's this is the way the science progress. First of all, you have to reckon that you don't know, because if you say I know, then you're lost. It's something, like this last immunotherapy. It works or has worked for Maite, but then I know it works, and then you try with someone else and it doesn't. Okay, so I think that it has to be a complementary, deeply connected, interconnected,
Integrated.
but integrating, but then with a captain in the ship.
Yeah,
And
many
now
thanks
that
for
the captain,
reminding me that all the time.
and now that the captain is back, it is so. It is exactly so. The captain, I'm back, and probably
Now she's gonna throw me overboard.
exactly, probably a bit clumsy, but I'm back.
But it has been a very beautiful experience. Thanks to all the support and the team and all the support. Many, many thanks. Maybe
Thank
we
you all.
finish this. Thank you.
I'm really grateful to you all, because it's also been a great opportunity for myself as well.
As in Sintergetica, we say thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Exactly, that's right. Indeed, that's right. This coming September, we are having the caravan, and it's going to be in Peru, in
Peru.
Cusco.
Welcome to serve doing the service.
Peru.
Yeah, she's up for it.
Yeah, let's do it.